get active, yeah. Don't we get active, yeah. All of my tattoos black, my eyes bloodshot red. I'm ready right now. Don't run your mouth too quick. Let's get it. Stop talking. One way, my way, my way, my way, my way, my way.
Don't make me rap, you get your talking out my face. It's in my mind, winning is in my DNA. I gotta get it, I don't know no other way. Get out my way.
Why you all in my face, taking up all of my space? You should get out of my way, you should get out of my way. Don't tell me what I should do, I'ma do what I want anyway. Don't really care what you think, you should get out of my way. Get your talking face out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way. I got too many plays, I don't even play.
Out of my way,
get out of my way,
out of my way,
out of my way.
All my friends coming with all their friends, and we get active, yeah. Don't we get active, yeah. All of my tattoos black, my eyes bloodshot red. I'm ready right now. Don't run your mouth too quick. Let's get it. Stop talking. One way, my way, my way, my way, my way, my way.
Don't make me rap, you get your talking out my face. It's in my mind, winning is in my DNA. I gotta get it, I don't know no other way. Get out my way.
This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and this is the scene at sold-out Everbank Stadium in downtown Jacksonville. Today, it all starts the first of 6 on this Super Wild Card weekend, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wild Card Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
In motion goes the tight end. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. That's taken on the 25. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
A gain of 22
Off the
yards.
play fake, here's Nix.
First down, Broncos.
Now he'll tuck this and run. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Another run here with Dobbins. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
So first and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Dobbins. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
They'll go play action with Nix. And it's caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Pat Bryant, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos will strike first here in this wild card matchup. I think that's the dream start right there. The defense stands up on the opening drive, then they go right down the field and score.
It's a positive start for your offense and your defense. And when you're talking about playoff football, what a great way to get things going.
Everything is magnified and amped up a little bit more.
To put it mildly.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score Broncos.
That time a 6-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Screenplay, here's Etienne. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. This is fielded at the 27. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And they will take over first and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On play action, here's Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. That is caught by Bryant. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
A 41-yard gain.
To throw, here's Nix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. His first carry in their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. J.K. Dobbins taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Nice move by Lewis. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Boy, the pursuit there, terrific from the linebacking core.
Oh, it certainly was, because so many times on an option play, you'll see a linebacker make a beeline for the quarterback and then zip, one cut, and he's grasping at air. But this time, he locked in on him the whole way, took an excellent angle, and his grasp came up with the quarterback.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 7.
3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Hey, go! Hey, tomato.
Now Lawrence to throw. And that is incomplete.
Lawrence's pass.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
They'll look to set up his blockers. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So the Broncos coming out now. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
taken down.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Nix to the air. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Off the play fake. Nix. The pass complete to Ingram on the crossing route.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
6-yard line.
Now it's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. Touchdown! Pat Bryant with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Well, CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Lutz with the extra point. And it's now 21-0.
Jaguars nothing. Will Lutz to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And able to get this out to the 25. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
And the Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They're quickly out wide. This is Watson. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Lawrence will throw to the right side and complete to Washington. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Hey, son.
Lawrence. Got a man. That's Ayuk. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away.
4th down.
And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. Denver's offense now set to go. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So To themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Second down and 10.
Nix from the shotgun. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Throwing Nix. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 20-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Two minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Here's a 2nd and 5. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. To throw is Nix. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. J.K. Dobbins. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a Denver touchdown.
Will Lutz to
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Let's take it inside his own 40. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And out will come the offense as they take over. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He completes this to Sutton. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 34 yards. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
The Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First down.
Here's Lawrence to throw. To the right side and intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Going deep here for Bryant.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Nix going to keep this himself.
Bryant with a catch right side.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Nix going to keep this himself. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football? And there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Nix going to keep this himself. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
He's going to launch it for Washington.
And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Rip, 23. Hey, Ginger, touch.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence.
He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Halftime coming up. Let's get you downstate an hour or two to Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on Carolina. And this is not exactly a thing of beauty, but it'll do the job. And this is a touchdown. The Packers are moving on. The number 3 seed takes care of business in front of their home fans. And here's a look at the current playoff bracket in the NFL playoffs. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50 inside the 45. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Oh, my son!
Back to throw. Nix. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Broncos first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
17 yards. That's good for a Broncos first down.
Oh, my son!
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll run with Dobbins.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
One more time with Dobbins.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory, right at the 40.
A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. The Broncos say they have it. They do. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Here we go.
A give running right, ETN. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. This time, good ball security and a good result. 1st and 10.
For a Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Hey.
On play action, Lawrence. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
It's a loss of 8.
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. In motion right here, Washington. Now Lawrence. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 18.
Jaguars first down.
Here we go.
Now Lawrence. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Brings up
2nd and 2, 1st down marker at the 8.
Rip, 23.
Play action, it's Lawrence. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Giovanni Ricci from 10 yards out. And the Jags are able to claw one back.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round, but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Broncos about set to go on offense. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Nix to the air. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now it's Nix. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 31-yard line.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. To throw, here's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
A big play there on the catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs.
Broncos, first down. First and goal, Denver.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. Looking to throw. Nix. Touchdown, Broncos.
J.K. Dobbins
Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Broncos continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 23. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John A. Barrett. And with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Now the Central Florida product, it's R.J. Harvey.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Ball on the 39. Here's second and a yard.
Second and a yard at the 39-yard line.
Once more with Harvey.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Trying to run for it. Here's Harvey. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a first down.
That's taken in by Franklin.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down.
Complete to Troy Franklin.
Let's go now.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings
up the middle, it's Harvey.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a first and goal. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
70 Timberwolves. Go.
Now it's Stidham. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete. Brings up second and goal.
Now a first carry for their fullback. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
He'll swing this out to Harvey.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
R.J. Harvey
from 4 yards out.
And the Broncos continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Blunts to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Jaguars getting set to go.
They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Right side to Watson.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down.
Hey, go gold. Silver. Focus, hot.
Lawrence.
Over the middle, complete. That's Kramer. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And the Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Running out of the gun with ETN. He'll get it across the 35. It'll be second down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ralph, hey, Ginger.
Lawrence will throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
That's taken in by Watson. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Jaguars first down.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Now 2nd and 3.
On red. Hey, Soko.
Now Lawrence to throw. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Lisa 24.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. A good pickup there, a 22.
22 yards.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Here's Lawrence.
And this one is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And his kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
They have bucked the trend so far. Sterling performance to this point, on the road no less in the wild card round, and they look to finish things off here in this 4th quarter. On the ground, it's Harvey to start the drive.
And some space here. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
52 yards.